Hey everybody, Ben Frederickson here alongside Jeff Gordon. Gordon, we got to put this Blues hockey season to bed, and let's be honest, it's probably not one that Blues fans will rank very high on their favorite seasons, but there were some positive moments down the stretch. The Blues didn't fall apart. They got good leadership from guys like Justin Falk and Braden Shin, and they gave fans maybe some signs that this rebuild, this refresh, whatever we're calling it, may not take as long as some initially feared. What do you make of where the Blues are entering what could be a very interesting offseason as Doug Armstrong kind of continues to try to expedite this refresh?
Yeah, one thing we were saying on the Net Front Presence podcast was, at times they've been bad, down the stretch, but at least they've been fun bad. They're playing fast.
If you're going to be bad, have fun while doing it, and be fun to watch while doing it.
Sure, this team can score off the rush. This team has guys, Robert Thomas, Jordan Kyrou. Now they have Verana comes in. He fits in with that speed element. Kapanen fits that speed element. So they're getting up and down the ice. They're trading chances. This is not a dull team. That's the good news. Bad news is not very hard to play against, right? So the question becomes, you're not going to be boring next year. You're going to give fans something marketable to watch, some players who are marketable. But how quickly can you, while you're buying time by being marketable, how long is it going to take you to get hard to play against? And they're penalty killing. Ben Fred, not hard to play against.
No, perhaps enjoyable to play against, fun to play against.
Yes.
That's got to be something that gets fixed. How does a team get tougher to play against? Obviously, that probably comes on the defense side of things. Do the Blues need to add some players there? Do they obviously need some guys they have to get better and improve? But is that where Doug Armstrong maybe looks to add some grit, some toughness to this team moving forward?
Yeah, the good news is a couple of their young wingers are definitely guys who can be hard to play against. Alexei Toropchenko, very, very encouraging finish. Jake Neighbors, a tough guy to play against. Turns out he can actually fight as well. So that's good. Unfortunately, on the defensive side, just again, we've talked about it again and again, just a wrong mix of guys, too many puck movers, not enough sturdiness, and your best shutdown defenseman, Colton Parayko, is not particularly vicious to play against. He's way too polite, right? So, and he's your guy that's taking all those tough PK minutes, all those tough matchup minutes. If he just could start cross-checking some people here and there, that would probably help.
We've been saying that for years, though. That's not going to happen. That's not who he is.
Yeah, it's not who he is. So you need to get somebody in there who's a bit of an animal to mix in on a pairing that can match up. You got to have a mix of both. You got to be able to move the puck. You got to be able to be strong around the net and win those board battles. And, they've got some willing competitors like Marco Scandella and Robert Bortuzzo, but they just need guys that are better, willing but better. And getting from here to there is tough because all these guys have contracts that go for some time.
All right, Doug Armstrong will be making moves. We know he'll have some surprises up his sleeve. The Blues are going to have to name a captain. They traded away Ryan O'Reilly. I think a lot of people could look at how Braden Shin kind of held this team together. He'd probably be my vote at this point, but you could also understand if the Blues kind of looked into that future and said, hey, they gave the money to Jordan Kyrou, they gave the money to Robert Thomas. If they wanted a guy who's going to be around a long, long time, maybe give that seat to Robert Thomas. I'd go with Shin. What say you?
Yeah, I think for now, Braden's done everything in a first-class fashion, and he's going to be under contract for quite a bit of time yet. And they're going to be paying him for his leadership because his physical role, his ability is going to diminish in terms of what he does. But he can be like Alexander Steen was, still helping this team as he gets later in his career.
And can that guy be a captain?
I think so.
He needs to be one of the best players on the team.
Yeah, I'm not a big let's make the good young player a captain and see if he takes more responsibility guy.
Give it to the guy. Give the guy who's leading now.
There you go.
Have Robert Thomas lead without the C. I think we're thinking along the same lines. Hey, we know it will be a busy and interesting offseason for the Blues. We'll have it all covered at stltoday.com. For Jeff Gordon, I'm Ben Frederickson. We'll talk to you next time.